Aloha, Dan McDonald here, Life Regenerator on YouTube. I've got a really cool video for you today. I'm going to show you how to make the perfect cup of tea. Hit the subscribe button right now so that you don't miss anything that's coming in the future. I've got some great stuff coming in the next few weeks. So this is the Mega Home Water Distiller, one of the best purchases I ever made. Takes about 6 hours to make a gallon of water, so theoretically you could make about 4 gallons of water per day. Then you restructure that, and what I'm going to do to restructure this water is to use some of the Kauai Pharmacy herbal teas. So I'm going to take some of the distilled water and I'm going to fill up the tea kettle here. I'm going to make 2 full jars of tea today. So I'll hit that. This is a really great device to have. It saves you a lot of time. This one is really fast. It takes about a minute to boil a half gallon of water, so it's pretty cool. Now I just need to decide what tea I want to make. I have the Love Potion here, which is basically the male wellness formula with ashwagandha. It's a warming, high circulatory type herbal formula. I've also got Vitality. This is my second favorite. It's just an amazing, like, spicy, full-bodied tea. Women's Wellness, that's mostly for Dakota, but I do drink it once in a while, once a week or so. It's nice and balanced. That's really good for the women's to help to regulate their hormones, to ease a lot of the premenstrual syndrome. So the Love Potion is for the men who want to keep their testosterone high with the ashwagandha, and the Women's Wellness is got the chast in it to help keep their hormones balanced and, you know, help to mitigate some hot flashes and to lessen the severity of PMS symptoms. Children's Wellness is not just for children. It's a really sweet, it's almost like flowery. So it's also very balanced and very calm. Not a lot of boldness or spiciness in this one. It's just got Tulsi, lemon balm, cranberry hibiscus, stevia, blue vervain, and gotu kola. So good for brain, good for calmness. The Love Potion and the Vitality are a little more stimulating. The Women's Wellness, the Children's Wellness, and the Tranquility are a little bit more calming. So I'll have some of the more stimulating teas in the morning, and then I'll use some of the more calming teas in the evening. Oh, I think this is the one. I think we're going to do Tranquility today. Awesome. And then there's also one more formula that I have here. There's a few more formulas over at the website, which is KauaiPharmacy.com. This wellness it's also floral. It's the lemongrass and the tarragon in it. And it's got a little bit of ginger, but not a lot. So what I'm going to do, I like to take the Tranquility. This is the one that I use mostly at night, you know, because it's just so calming. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is to take a little bit of the Purity, which is basically, the Purity is the hardcore detox formula, or if you really want to lose weight rapidly. The thing about these teas, the beautiful thing about these teas is that it's a no-calorie alkalizer. Now the fruits are alkalinizing, but they have calories, so they will help to alkalinize and hydrate the system. And the herbs are a little more low calorie, but the thing is that they also, they will also alkalinize the system as well. The beauty of herbal teas is that you get all that alkalinity and all that water so that you can eliminate the acidity that builds up in the system. It's all acidity, calcareous deposits, inflammation, toxins get trapped in the tissues. That's why you get cellulite, that's why you get overweight, that's why you get a big stomach, that's why you get, men get boobs and you get flabby underneath your arms, because your body is accumulating acidic waste because it cannot be kept in the blood. So if you want to detoxify your body and get healthy and lose weight and feel better and detoxify your brain and detoxify your gut and detoxify your reproductive organs and clean your circulatory system and your lymphatic system, you need alkaline-forming elements. Our society has it backwards. We're 80% acid-forming foods and sodas and meats and starches and fried and cooked high-heated fats. All acid-forming, coagulating, stagnation, obesity, constipation of the pipes. So circulation is inhibited. Fruits, vegetables, herbs, on the other hand, are the more alkaline forming foods. So that should be 80% alkaline forming. So you should be eating 80% of your food should be alkaline forming, fruits, vegetables, and herbs. The other 20% can be the acid forming. Now as a raw vegan, I just use the nuts and the avocados to get the acids, the phosphorus, and the iron and the zinc so that I can stay in a nice balance. My body has those elements to work with. What happens is you get over acidic. The blood pH has to store all of these acids from the food, from the pharmaceuticals, and particularly the worst of all, the synthetics, because the body hasn't even adapted to the synthetics that are now being made in laboratories, and that's why everyone's got chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, insanity, and they are having all kinds of cancers, depressions, and anxieties because of those water's finished, because of those synthetic chemicals that are being created in a laboratory by high heat. So chemicals, cooked foods, acid forming foods, meat, dairy, grains, the phytates in the grains, the weak hybridized grains that have less minerals. And they're slowly but surely everything's becoming so hybridized the body doesn't even recognize it, and it just stores everything. So if you want to lose weight and tone up, it's nice to be toned up. If you're an ectomorph and you're toned, you'll get teased for being skinny, but at least you'll feel good and you won't have to be worrying about going to the doctor and spending all the money on health at the hospital and having all your organs cut out of you and becoming a drug addict to suppress the symptoms that are coming from what I'm talking about today. So that means you have to take responsibility for your health and you have to alkalinize yourself. Now, I'm going to show you how to do that, at least with this particular tool. These herbs are alkalinizing, non-caloric, flushing the system. So these elements here in these very, very fresh plants, because by the time I make my tea hella strong. By the time, so that's about 2 tablespoons of herbs, 1.5. By the time these herbs get to you, they were in the ground maybe 2 to 3 weeks at the most. I mean, sometimes you'll even get a fresh batch that was in the ground like a week or 10 days ago, and you'll get it and you'll be able to smell it at the post office through the box, the freshness. That's the beauty of the quiet pharmacy. Now these other herbal formulas, you don't know if it's been sitting in a storage bin for months. They're sourcing stuff from over here, stuff from over there, stuff from over there, and you don't know what's in there really. There's a lot of toxins in supplements these days because of all the shipping and all the traveling and everything else. And things get irradiated and all that from different countries and stuff like that. Right here, you can get these fresh herbs all locally sourced from the same place, dried, formulated, and then packaged, and then boom, sent to your door. So these are the freshest herbs that I know of available on the planet unless you go out into the garden and pick them and dry them yourself. So I'm taking Tranquility because what I'm going to do is, since I'm already super hot and I got to go back out into the garden to work, I don't really want to drink a hot tea right now. I usually drink the hot tea in the morning when it's cooler. So I'm going to make a hot tea with the distilled water, and the distilled water, the beauty of that is it pulls and extracts so much better than this spring water. This spring water already has information and energy, so it's already got consciousness. When you distill the water, you take away the consciousness of the water and you just have flat water ready for whatever you want to do with it. If you want to play music for it, sing to it, set an intention, put a piece of salt, throw a piece of mint, a piece of parsley, a piece of cucumber, a piece of watermelon, a strawberry, or a cucumber like they do at the spa, a little sprig of rosemary will restructure it. Anything to restructure it. Prayer is another good thing. What I'm going to do here is take the Tranquility and I'm going to put some purity in it so that it's got a little bit more of that detoxifying property. So if you're looking to lose weight, this is the formula that you want to get, because this is very powerful. And then you want to start out really slow because you don't want to have intense detoxification reactions. That's how strong this particular formula is. These other ones are much more drinkable in larger volumes. With the purity, you want to start out really small. I mean, we've been drinking this for, several weeks, like 3 or 4 times a week. And sometimes we'll have it like every day, depending upon kind of the weather. It's been a little cooler, so we're drinking more tea, but I'm just going to take a little bit of the purity here, maybe like half a teaspoon. And that's going to kind of give it a little bit of a lift on the cleansing properties of this. And then I'm going to take this hot water, and this is the brewing process. Now what I'm going to do, man, in DTM fashion, baby. Perfect. Now what I do is I do this. Boom, we do this, and basically like 30 minutes to 45 minutes later is when we'll have our tea party. We'll be like, hey, you want to have some tea? One of us is busting around in the kitchen, got the distilled water, do that, set this up, boom. And then we know that in about 20 to 30, maybe 45 minutes if we want it a little cooler, 20 minutes in, this will still be pretty dang hot, and it'll be a real sipper. 30 minutes later, it's more like, okay, you can drink this. 45 minutes you'll be able to kind of drink your tea real quick and then hit the beach or go to work or whatever it is that you've got to do. So we're going to pretend that this sat here. I really do want to let it sit for a little bit. And then what I'll do is what I'm going to do. In fact, I'm going to let this sit because I want this to be right, because we're going to take a bath tonight. We have an epic bathtub. This is huge whirlpool, giant mermaid bathtub. And tonight is bath night, so we're going to take this. And what I'm going to do is let this brew fully for about 45 minutes to an hour. Then I'm going to put it in here, and then I'm going to put it into the fridge. And then when we go to have a nice hot bath tonight, we'll have nice, cool Tranquility tea with purity in it. And that is going to be the medicine of purity and cleansing. Because we're always just in a state of refinement around here, and we're always staying hydrated, and we're going to use local produce to do that, and we're going to use local herbs as well. So I'm going to just let this sit. I'll put the lid on that, I'll put that in the fridge, and it'll be a nice cool. The Tranquility is really good cold. All of them are good cold. They're all also very good as sun tea. That's my favorite way to make it, but it takes about 24 hours to do so, and that is the way that I like to make it myself. Is I will set the jar with, I'll take the distilled water, I'll fill up the jar, I'll put in whatever herbs I want to use, and I'll put it out in the sun in the morning, or I'll put it out in the moon at night. Either way, I want a full day of sun, and I want a full night of moon and stars. and then 24 or 36 hours later, it's done, dialed in. That's the best way to make tea, in my opinion. That's my favorite personal way, because I like to get that whole cycle of sunlight and then the moonlight and the starlight also, and that just structures it and gives it just this extra magical power. So check out KawaiiPharmacy.com. They have a really nice website, and they've got a ton of free information about their herbs. It's an amazing place, and that's the only reason I love to associate myself with them, and why I'm sharing their herbal offerings to the world, because this is such a useful tool. It's so simple, it's so practical, it's the freshest tea you're going to find anywhere, and these herbs can really help you to cleanse out your body, to cleanse out your kidneys, to neutralize the acidity that's holding you back in your life, whether that's weight loss, mental clarity, or just getting toned up and having more energy, or flushing all of the deposits out of your body. So this will neutralize, these herbs will neutralize acidity, and with the high volumes of liquid and moisture, help to wash those out and flush those out. The proper channels are the urine, the feces, the sweat, and the lungs. So you want to get outside and breathe after you drink your tea. So you drink your tea outside if you can, breathing the fresh air and accelerating that cleansing and healing process. Kauai Pharmacy has a YouTube channel, and they've got some really cool videos. They've got a Facebook page, and they've got an Instagram as well. All that will be down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. It was a really good time for me, and I think that I'll leave it at that. I hope that you're well and you're inspired to continue to take care of yourself. Aloha. Peace be with you, and goodbye for now.